Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Anoka said, praise be to the earthly mother, the Pachamama, all of her earthly angels, the Erkadeshoy. Praise be to the Holy Spirit, the Kahe, in the name of his only begotten Son, also the Lamb, unification to the nation. So, brothers, they asked me for another bike riding video, so here you go. I don't know, I'm just out here about to go to an appointment, allergist appointment. I don't really got much scenery to show you. I guess I could just, show you the road, but I wanted to speak on a topic that I'm going to start touching on. And it is the topic of, I guess we're gonna start talking a little more about gender roles, because listen, man, a lot of people, men and women, don't understand their roles. Now, for the most part, Semi Haza, what he's done, he's really started to work on, how could I say this? So first, he pretty much took the men out the house. But the thing is that the men weren't doing their roles properly in the first place. They were sort of taking advantage of their roles. So there's a deeper issue here. And honestly, if we're really looking back, throughout our history, the issue really started off with the men. It always has started off with the men. And that's why the men have gotten punished the worst in Babylon. I'm gonna leave this brother's link in the description. But he made an excellent video. I mentioned him before. Make sure I just don't get run over by a car. But yeah, he made an excellent video that I wanted to share because he did it very articulately. No, that's not a word. He was very articulate in the video, and he was very humble. It was very well spoken, so I'm gonna leave the link in the description. You guys can check out the video, because I'm going to release a similar video. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow or the day after, but it's one of these days. And I think that would be a good backdrop. But everything really started off with the men, and what I mean by that is, with the Levitical law and the concept of ownership, when it came to the women, it was supposed to be done in some sort of righteousness, but they turned it, of course, into wickedness. Reason being, it was more so protection for the woman. It wasn't really originally just so 100-year-olds can marry 14-year-olds. That's what it turned into. But originally, it was really just supposed to be to honor and protect the woman, because now that we don't have those laws, now women aren't being taught what they need to be taught, and now women aren't wives anymore. Now women are just whores, and it's a very sad thing, but that's what happened to women. So it's not one particular person's fault, because women, they have taken this and now they have gotten their heads gassed up, and now they think that they don't even know what they need a man for. I don't know if I wanted to I might cover this video. There's a video that this person, some descendant of Bob Marley, she had this whole, this self-actualization, and it was so pertinent, man. She touches on a lot of topics that women are really able to articulate or understand themselves. But she understood a lot of things about herself and about other women. I'll give you an example. She would talk about how her mom, she's very an independent, woman. She's like, well, I could do this, I could do that. And then she was just like, you don't sound like you're strong. You actually sound like you're weak. You sound like you're overcompensating for something. What is she overcompensating for? She's overcompensating for a man. That's just what it is. And that's what a lot of sisters do today. They overcompensate for the lack of man in their life. But that's not what you're supposed to do. Instead, you're supposed to understand, you're supposed to pretty much study, well, how could I be the best self that I could be? So if the Most High chooses to give me a man, or whatever, takes care of me, then I know how to act. The men should have the same attitude as well. But she said, well, you sound like a drill sergeant, you don't sound like a woman. And this girl, Selah Marley, yeah, that's her name. She doesn't even understand what a woman should be, but she has a feeling that it's not that she's pretty much she's pretty much a dyke. And to any righteous man, no man is going to want someone who is spiritually masculine, right? Especially not me. But that's not me. I would never want someone who wants to take my role. I understand that we've been destroyed as a people. The men, they dropped the ball, and when the women were given the opportunity, to I guess to to make a better decision, because Satan pretty much put the power in the woman's hands and said, oh, you don't need a man, you could just put him on child support. The sisters didn't make the right decision either. They should have been more like Iona or like Ada, and instead they used it to get revenge on the man. They just neglected their children. You see, Satan, he actually puts us in these situations where like the obvious answer is wickedness, but the most unobvious answer is something very righteous, and it's not something that we would expect. This is why you have to meditate and you have to pray about the decisions that you make. A lot of us, we have these different traits and qualities, and we need to build off of each other. We can't think that we don't need a certain people or a certain group of people because we've been doing it by ourselves. No. I didn't grow up with a mother. I had to be my own emotional backbone. But that doesn't mean that now that I know how to, emotionally support myself, I don't need women. That's stupid, right? Of course I do. But I don't understand why sisters, they do it in the reversal and they think it's okay. You would look at me crazy, and I said this in the video that I did on the family tablet, but you would look at me crazy if I just said, wow, like I really just want to hold and caress a child. There's nothing wrong with that, but I want to be able to feed them. I want to know the feeling of a child coming out of me. You would look at me like I'm some effing weirdo, right? Well, that's how I look at sisters when they talk, like, well, we're just as strong as men. Yeah. I'm looking at you like you're a lesbian, like you're a dyke. Whether you're physically attracted to women or not, you have the spirit of one. That's not the spirit that the Most High created women for. Must I remind you that women were created to be a gift for the man. They're created as a prized possession, the most prized possession of the men. And when women hear, oh, like women are possessions, they think of it as a negative connotation. No. But this is why these books were released. So you can take these scriptures in the Bible and you can be able to understand them better. I understood what it meant, but a lot of women, they still don't understand what that means to be a prized possession. And how to carry yourself with your created purpose. What were you created to do? Were you created to compete with a man? Or were you created to work in tandem with a man? Now, in order for you to work in tandem with one, you need to know what one's strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what they like, what they don't like. You should know all these things. We should be trying to strive to understand each other. Not to strive to understand ourselves. We need to do both. We can't just do one or the other. It's a full-scale study. It's not something as simple as, you wash your dishes, I wash mine. It's not that simple. Nothing is that simple. So You have to stop oversimplifying things. Us as a nation have to stop oversimplifying things. It's not as simple as saying, hey, woman, you need to be silent. It's not that simple. It's not as simple as saying, well, you know, I'm gonna do my part, he does his. It's not that simple. So let's stop oversimplifying things and let's try to find the truth. And that's what I hope. Oh, I'm bugging. I thought my bike lock fell off my neck. I'm like, it's too heavy to fall off my neck like that. Anyway, I gave you a bike riding video. Kind of ramble a lot, but hopefully when you guys see my video, I'm gonna have my sister guest star. You know, my very wise and beautiful sister, you know, only in her early 20s, has so much wisdom. So grateful for the Most High for her. I would not be here without her wisdom and her perspective. But we work as a tandem and we don't step on each other's toes. Sometimes we do, but at least we try our best to understand each other. We try our best not to intrude on one another. And, you know, we have a very close relationship because of that. So that's all I wanted to share. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Peace be unto you. Selah Kala.